Welcome back to Nocturnia. Our lives are often not defined by grand choices, but by quiet desperation. The silent nod in a pointless meeting. The patient wait for a promotion that feels like a distant shore. Tonight's story is about Tristan, a man drowning in this quiet desperation, who was offered a shortcut map leading not to treasure, but to a terrifying truth, that for some, the only way up is to ensure someone else takes their place in the fall. Tristan stirred the sickly green tea in his mug, the color of wet grass and regret. In the mirrored elevator doors, he saw a man worn thin by fluorescent lights and unspoken compromises. He was playing the long game, telling himself that in a few more years he would finally make it. It was in this moment of quiet self-loathing that he noticed the old man standing beside him. The man was ancient, with a sharp, unnerving glint in his eyes. He wasn't an executive, Tristan recognized, just switched to T.A. The old man grinned. After a brief, awkward exchange, the man's tone grew mocking. "Ah, another young pup just doing as he's told. It's a shame you don't know how to think for yourself." The insult cut through Tristan's apathy before he could retort. The old man's tone became serious. "I don't mean the elevator, kid. Your dreams. No one ever got anywhere by just waiting. You gotta find it yourself." Tristan snapped back. "Yeah, well, no one's told me where else to look yet." The old man's grin returned. "And you're just waiting to be told." Just as Tristan's anger peaked, something was pressed into his chest. A folded sheet of paper, ancient and bronzed by time. "Lucky for you, kid," the old man whispered. "That's exactly how your world works today. That is a map to a priceless reward. You follow it, and your life will be forever changed." Tristan was skeptical. "A treasure map? What's the reward?" he asked. "Oh, but I did take it," the old man insisted. "Everyone gets their own reward. That map will guide you to a place that exists on no other map, to the center of a labyrinth. But there's a condition. To claim the prize, you have to pay it forward." Just as the elevator finally dinged, the old man turned to leave. "Take some free advice," he said. "Don't waste half your life wondering about it." The encounter gnawed at Tristan. He told himself the man was crazy, but no one in the office had ever seen him. Unable to explain why, Tristan eventually gave in. He used all his vacation days, told no one where he was going, and began his search. After weeks of travel, all doubt vanished. He stood in a forgotten valley at dusk, staring in awe at the labyrinth. Towering, dark stone walls stretched infinitely, and a single massive archway gaped before him like the mouth of a dead god. As questions swirled in his mind, a voice whispered on the wind, seeming to come from the labyrinth itself. "Find me." With a swallow, Tristan stepped through the archway. The world fell silent. He glanced over his shoulder. The entrance was gone, replaced by a seamless stone wall. He was trapped. After his initial panic subsided, he looked down at the map. It had changed. The old instructions were gone, replaced by a detailed drawing of the labyrinth. The ink spreading across the page, as if sketched by an invisible hand. In the center was an empty square. "Find me," the familiar voice whispered again. Following the tiny dots that now marked a path, Tristan moved cautiously into the hidden depths. He could hear things in the darkness, the grinding of stone, the slithering of unseen bodies. After hours, his path split. The map told him to go right, but he felt an overwhelming, magnetic pull to the left. The desire was intoxicating, a call to a memory he'd never lived. "Find me," the voice whispered, louder this time, snapping him from his trance. Shaken, he hurried back to the designated path. He lost track of time until he rounded a bend and saw it, a bright silver light. He had reached the center. He stumbled to his knees before a raised stone platform. Atop it stood a single object, a simple, full-length mirror in an ornate silver frame. This was the prize. "Find me," the voice insisted, louder than ever. It came from the mirror, and this time he recognized it. It was his own. He climbed onto the platform and stood before the mirror. His breath caught. Where his reflection should have been stood the old man from the office, staring out with a hard, hungry gaze. "Hey, young blood," the old man said, and the voice that came from his mouth was Tristan's own. "You found me." An ice-cold sensation gripped Tristan's chest. He gasped as he saw the figure in the mirror begin to change, the white hair filling with color, the wrinkles fading. The old man was growing younger. Horrified, Tristan looked down at his own hands. The skin was shriveling before his eyes, his fingers curling into brittle twigs. "Help," he croaked, but the man in the mirror only watched. The transformation was grotesquely swift. His cheeks hollowed, his skin sagged, his legs grew too frail to support him. He fell to his knees, staring at the face in the mirror, his own youthful face, now worn by the man who had stolen it. "Sorry, young blood," the man in the mirror said with Tristan's voice. "You should have looked for yourself. The road not taken, am I right?" An invisible force began to pull Tristan toward the mirror's shimmering surface. He screamed, clawing at the stone, his now ancient body too weak to resist. His feet touched the mirror and vanished as if sinking into a dark ocean. He thrashed, his fingernails snapping, leaving bloody trails on the stone as he was dragged deeper. He was consumed inch by agonizing inch, his screams echoing until his head finally disappeared. A single, frail hand remained, searching wildly before it, too, was gone. Silence returned. The man who now wore Tristan's face pressed his hands on the mirror and stepped out easily into the cool air. He admired his reflection, smoothed his new hair, and picked up the ancient map from the ground. Tucking it into his pocket, he turned and walked away, whistling casually as he vanished back into the darkness of the labyrinth, ready to pay the reward forward.